Jill here, and I just wanted to take a few minutes and give you a quick video on how to use Dreamweaver stencils with our glitters using a couple different techniques. The first one we're going to do is using the seahorse, a piece of cardstock, and a piece of terrific tape. Now you could use sticker paper with this as well, but the terrific tape is tackier, so it holds more sparkle. So therefore, I would prefer to use terrific tape. And as long as you have a stencil that fits the width of the 2.5-inch tape, that's what I would choose. Okay, so now the tape is laid down, and we're going to take our stencil, and we're going to use the Hawaiian coconut soap. And this is a soap from Dreamweavers that is used to coat the stencil so that it is released easier from the tape. So you're just going to take the bar of soap and rub it across the stencil and get a good coating of the coconut soap. And no, the Ivory soap and Dove and other soaps do not use or work with this. You need to use the coconut soap. It has something to do with the coconut oil, I believe. Okay, so now we're ready to go ahead and adhere this to our tape. So go ahead and peel off the release paper and lay the stencil down. If you have any pieces of soap stuck on the edges, go ahead and knock those off. But just go ahead and lay it down then on your stencil, and to make sure that it is all pressed down well. You don't have to push it down real hard, just to make sure your edges are secure on the tape before you go to put the glitter on. Okay, now I'm going to put it on my coffee filter, and I am going to glitter it. I am going to use velvet glitters, and I am going to start with Jasper Blue, and I am going to fill in with a little sprinkle spoon and just tap the glitter into the stencil. And I'm not going to do the tail, and I'm going to leave the very front of his belly, but I'm going to do the rest of his body. And then maybe this little piece here on his face. Okay, I am not going to dump any of this off. I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. If I tap it off, I risk the chance of getting it on the exposed tape. Then I'm going to take Purple Potion, and I'm going to do the same thing. And I'm just going to fill in the rest of the stencil with this. You could add a third color if you wanted to. You can get really detailed with this as much as you want. So go ahead and tap that on. And then I am going to just use my finger now and press this into the stencil. And then I'm going to go ahead and pull some out to the edge and cover some of this exposed tape on the edge, just so that I have a colored border if I choose to use it. I don't know if I will or not. But go ahead and I'm just using a blend of the colors. That way it's going to match my image. Okay, so I've got all of my glitter laid down and pressed into place. Now before I pull up my stencil, I'm going to use the glitter brush and brush off all of the excess glitter. If you have any excess glitter on your image, when you go to peel it off, it's going to pop into this white area that you don't want the glitter in. So go ahead and brush off all your excess. And then when you're taking the stencil off, do not take the stencil from the cardstock, but the cardstock off of the stencil. So turn it upside down, hold the stencil, and with that coconut soap on there, it just peels up so nicely, and you end up with this beautiful glittered image. Now, I just exposed all this other tape here now, so I am going to go in now with Cloud 9 and cover the exposed glitter. And you don't have to worry about the seahorse. It is not going to be affected. You can rub right over it. It is already stuck down to the glitter, and it is not going anywhere, so you're free to rub and burnish that white glitter in. And then go ahead and brush off your excess, and you end up with this beautiful, sparkly seahorse or stenciled image. Okay? So that's one way to do it. And you could do this with flocking, the ultrafine glitters, or like with the microfine glitters that I did it with. All of them work just the same way. Okay, now for the second trick, I'm going to show you how to use this orchid stencil with black embossing paste. And this time I am using a tag, and this is just a tag that I spritzed with memory mist with the blue martini, the mango lemonade, and cherry smoothie. And sprayed that on my tag, and I let that dry. And then I'm going to go ahead and position my stencil on the tag where I want it. And I'm going to make sure it's secured down. You can use painter's tape. I'm using washi tape. I don't have any painter's tape. Washi tape. You just want a tape that will easily remove from your cardstock without pulling up your cardstock. So make sure you tape it well all the way around, and that it's pressed down well. Okay, and then you're going to need a palette knife, and I'm using the glossy black embossing paste. It also comes in a matte and in white. And you're going to pick up a good amount on your spatula. Go ahead and put it down on your stencil, and then with your nice flat, you pretty much want to just go ahead and swipe across the image, kind of like spreading frosting. Try not to go over it too many times. If you go over it too many times, it tends to work its way under the stencil. So spread that around in your stencil. Going one swipe off to final off the embossing paste. And then you want to make sure you clean this immediately afterwards. Okay, now we're ready to take off the stencil. So I'm going to carefully remove my tape. Hold on to the stencil so that it doesn't move. And then for that last one, I'm going to just peel up my stencil straight up And there you have your print. And this is going right into the dish of water also. So I can clean it up. And then if you want to, you can use your sprinkle spoon and your glitter. I am using the Purple Potion, and I am going in and just sprinkling a little bit of the glitter down at the bottom of the flowers. And it's going to dry right on that paste, so you'll get a nice glittered image when you're done. And go ahead and tap off the excess, kind of flip it, and then that'll probably take about a half an hour to dry. So there's two different ways to use the stencils. Hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you again soon. Happy stamping!